Okay, we have done example 9 previously. So we look at example 10. We're still solving the second derivative or second differential equation. Now, basically, you look at a differential equation. Remember, you have two big family. One is homogeneous, one is non-homogeneous, okay? Homogeneous and non-homogeneous. So you look at a question. Basically, if on the right-hand side it's not 0, it falls under non-homogeneous. When it's non-homogeneous, pull the table for non-homogeneous. Pull the table, put side by side, and then get ready to solve non-homogeneous equation. So you look at the question, 2d squared y divided by x squared plus 3 dy dx minus 5y equal to something not equal to 0. First half of the answer, remind back or recall back what you learned in homogeneous equation. Think of your classmate, what they will do, and then second part of your answer, you use the table to help you. Okay? Now, how we solve this question? Copy the question, of course. Next, you think of Nizam. All right, Nizam need to put in things in D form. So you change the question into the D form. Of course, it will be good if you can write the red color equation. D squared plus BD plus C bracket Y equal to Fx, because this one will help you to answer this kind of question and you will not get lost or distracted. So this will be the Nizam part. Modify the left-hand side to the D form with the bracket Y. Maintain the right-hand side. All right. The next steps is you think of Shakil. Shakil will tell you what is A, B, and C, and then use the quadratic equation, all right, to find the type of the equation to use. Okay, the next steps, find what is your A, B, and C. Just to look at the bracket, you have a quadratic equation. You have A, B, and C, so your A in this case is 2, B is 3, C is negative. So again, try to avoid these kinds of careless mistakes. You have a negative value in your C value there. Okay, so Shakil will like to use this equation. So you substitute your M, okay, you can put X over here if you want, but we recommend you not to confuse with the question. You just use M. Huh? M equal to minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC divided by 2A. Substitute your A, B, and C inside this equation. Okay, you will get minus 3. This also one of the favorite mistakes here. In the standard already give you minus. Here is positive. So when you import the number, also be careful. Huh? Minus 3 square root, you can find what is B squared minus 4AC. You get 49 divided by 4. You do the calculation. You have two numbers there. Minus something, comma 1. The purpose of this one is to tell you which equation to use. Think of Shakil. Shakil will give you 3 equations. Right? 3 equations to choose. All right. Then after that, you think of Edmund. Edmund will tell you exactly which equation to pick. Huh? So Shakil will tell you which category. In this case, because you have 2 different real numbers, it's fall under the first category. After you identify which category already, think of Edmund. Edmund will tell you which are the standard equation to use. So this one will give you this equation. Inside this equation, you have alpha and beta. How to park the number alpha, how to park the number of beta. In front one, always positive. In front, at the back one, always negative. So the alpha, you substitute 1 over here. The negative number, you substitute into beta here. Means in front one, always positive. At the back is negative. What happens if you have two positive number. Low number always in front, big number always behind. Okay, so the first step over here, you remember to change your y become u. You get the first 50% of the question. U equal to ax 1x plus b e minus 5 over x. Okay. So this is the first part when you arrive at u. And you read the question carefully. There is no x equal to something, y equal to something, dy dx equal to something. So you don't need to solve for your a and b. Of course, it won't happen in the final exam lah. Final exam always give you something to find a and b. Okay, you solve for the first part already. Second, go back to the question. All right. Second part is to refer to the table. So how to use the table? You need to write fx equal to the right hand side. Okay, you compare side by side. You write this equation. Write the green color equation that developed by Nizam in the D form. So from here, side by side, you know fx equal to right hand side. Okay. Or in the exam, you didn't write this one, but you write fx equal to 6 sine 2x. Also, I give you marks. Important is that I want to see you write fx equal to the right hand side answer. This one, I will give you marks. Okay. Once you have this one, what do? Refer to table. When you refer to table, remember to carry on this one, fx, and copy the u together into the table there, so that you can make comparison. So under this table, I will write the two equations. First, check what is your fx. You read from a table, right? You read on a table. On the left-hand side, all are fx. You see the first one, fx equals something, b fx equal to something, c fx equal to something, d fx equal to something, e also fx, fx, fz, something. So you go back to the fx in the question. Your fx equal to 6 sine 2x. You cross-check A, B, C, and then you see this pattern fall under D category, because under D you see fx equal to a sine or cos function. This is a sine function, right? And then look carefully in the table. You have two scenarios. One direct case, one complex case. What I mean by complex case? What I mean by direct case? You compare your u and fx. Put side by side. Put side by side. Do you see any similarity or not? You read something on the right hand side, this one. V equal to this one. Use this equation when sine px and or cos px appear in CF. With this one. Okay. What is CF? CF is your u. Do you see sine inside here? No, right? There's no sine inside here. So this one do not apply. Use the direct case. So this one, this table tell you V equal to something. You compare side by side. Okay, you compare side by side. What is your P value, Nizam? Nizam, are you there? Your fx equal to 6 sine x. What is your P value in the equation?
Equation 2, sir.
2. What is your A value?
6.
Okay. You just put side by side and you compare. You manage to find the answer. So you refer to table. You write fx equal to sine x. Refer to table. You have left and right to see. So you check this one, does it meet the criteria or not? If not, then don't use. Use the direct method. So this one, we have, you copy the V equation, V equal to A sine 2x plus B cos 2x, copy the same thing. All right. So important is your P value. Your P value is 2. So you substitute A sine 2x plus B cos 2x. Then what is the next step? Like what we learned previously. You convert what? This equation, the y become v. Substitute your y with this side. And then you do differentiation, double differentiation on this one. Okay? So I'm not going deep into how to do differentiation on this one. So again, the next steps after you refer table, copy what is your v from the table, change your y become v, you write ad squared plus bd plus c, change your y become v equal fx, substitute this green color equation inside v, you're going to get a very long equation. 2d squared plus 3d plus minus 5. This is what you do in the first part, right? This is a Nizam component. You just substitute what is your v from the table. The next one, find the differentiation of this one. Because d square, this one, d, this one, minus 5, this one. So you need to differentiate first time, differentiate second time. Okay, I'm not going deep into that. So you differentiate first time, you get something. Differentiate second time, you get something. Means you get answer from here already. Differentiate one more time, you get the answer for this one. The answer for this one is 2a cos 2x minus this one. The answer for second one, you get this one. Rearrange. Okay, rearrange. So this one equal to this one equal to this one. Substitute this one inside here. 3d, right? 3d means 3 multiplied by this whole case. 2d square means this whole thing multiplied by 2, substitute inside here, and minus 5 continue to multiply. Balance left and right, you will see the answer. Okay? Put in the detail here, you go and check as your homework. You equating the left and right after you do, you'll get your A equal to something, B equal to something. You check left and right after you do the long calculation. Your left hand side, you equal to right hand side, and you'll see what is your sign, what is your A, what is your B. At the end, you get A something, B something. What to do with the A and B? You substitute back to the equation. You have V, right? V equal to A something, B something. Substitute your A inside here, substitute your B inside there. You get the full mark for your V. Okay, again, this one is your homework to find the differentiation of this. But try to understand the strategy we use to solve. You have your U, you have your V. What is the final general answer? Y equal to U plus V. So basically, you rewrite the whole equation again. Y equal to U plus V. Y equal to U plus V is a very long equation. You get this whole thing. Expect something like this in your final exam. All right. Any questions so far for example 10? Any question? Edmund, you okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now the next one, I'm going to ask question, and you tell me what to do. I mean, you tell me what is the steps to do, just to see whether you understand or not. Okay. Now you read the question, example 10. You have d square y dx, d square plus 16y equal to something. So this one, Edmund, this one is homogeneous or non-homogeneous equation?
No homogeneous.
Why? Why is not homogeneous?
Because There is no equal 0.
On the right hand side is not 0. Huh? Then there's a purpose why it give you y equal to something, x equal to something, dy dx equal to something. This one is to solve what is your A, what is your B. Okay. All right. After we copy the question, Nizam, what is the first step? Solving this kind of question, Nizam?
Change to denom what?
Okay.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct. Change to deform. Okay. First step, change to deform. So I'm not going to repeat how to write all these things already. You remember first step, think of Nizam, do deform. Second step, Shakir, what do you do? Second step. Second step, what do you do, Shakir? Calling Shakir. Calling Shakir. Second time. Calling Shakir, third time. Shakir, are you there? Okay, Edmund, what is the next steps after Nizam do the deform? Edmund, what is the third step? Sorry, what is the next steps?
Change the D to M.
Okay, then to find what?
To find the M.
To find the M. Okay, so what value you need? You need the A, B, and C, right?
Yes.
Okay, correct. You find the M. So you use the quadratic equation. Minus B, blah, blah, blah. This standard already, yeah? Standard already. You write this one in your answer, I give you 1 mark for non-homogeneous steps. Again, if you write this one in your answer, I will still give you 1 mark for your steps. 3 mark for your steps. Okay, once you find, you get something, right? Square root something negative, which is minus J4. Edmund, this one fall under which category?
Complex number.
Complex number, which is the third one. Third one, so you copy the equation. Y equal to EX something plus something. In this case, you only have alpha. What is your beta? What is your beta? You can look, right? M equal to alpha plus J beta. You compare this format and the answer. Nizam, what is your alpha? If you compare side by side, your M standard format, M equal to alpha plus minus J beta. You get minus J4. What is your alpha?
Alpha is 0.
Correct. Alpha 0, so 0. Beta 4. Sine beta is 4. This is 4. Okay? So remember the next steps in the non-homogeneous, change your Y become U, substitute the alpha beta, you get 50% of the question. Next, we have this one already. You know that once you find U, you find V. V refer, think of the table, and the next 3 marks is that you write Fx equal to the right hand side. Fx equal to right hand side, no matter how question asks you, just copy the right hand side and write Fx equal to right hand side. You get 1 point for that one. Next, refer to table. Refer to table again. What you need to write on the table? Write your Fx, write your U on this table, and then you do comparison. Okay, write your Fx, write your U. You compare side by side. Read the statement that you need, especially this side. When you need to use this one? Use this one when sine px and or cos px appear in CF. What is CF? Is your U. Compare the red color box and the green color box. Does cos 4x appear here? Does cos 4x appear in your U? Yes, right? You see this, all right? So when you have the same thing happen, don't you decide, you decide. Any question? Any question why you can use this side and not this side? You put fx and u side by side. Read this statement. When can you use this one? When sine px and or cos px appeared in your u or your cf. This is your fx. This is your u. Fx inside there get 4 cos 4x. You have cos 4x chun chun. You have a chun chun direct same thing cos 4x. Cos 4x. You decide. Okay. This example, you use v equal to something this one. Copy and then ask yourself when you put side by side, you know that your p is 4. Your p is 4. So you write v equal to x. In this case, I change my a and b into c and d. Okay, in this question, I put my a and b from the table. I change to c and d because inside here, because in my u, I have a b, so I don't want to confuse myself with this a and b. Okay, v is a little bit different from u, so don't confuse the a and b with your u. It doesn't same thing. It's not the same thing. So that's why I change the c and d inside my answer. Again, in exam, if you give me two same parameter, then you are solving in the wrong way already. Okay, for non-homogeneous, the first part and the second part mean your u and v is a different thing. So don't mix the first part and the second part together. They are different things. Okay, like orange and apple. Don't mix these two together. All right. So again, the next step is to change your y become v and substitute your v with this whole thing. And it's quite troublesome, quite a lengthy process, because the next step you need to do your d square and d with your differentiation and second order differentiation on this cos and sine. Okay, it's going to be a very long process. So that one also your homework. Then after you do the homework, you compare left hand side and right hand side. You're able to find what is your A, what is your B, what is in this case you can only find what is your C and D. Okay, you compare side by side. It's a long process. I give you the step here. You go and read as your homework. Okay, study side by side. So from there, from the long equation, I get what is my C, what is my D. Okay, I compare side by side, left hand side and right hand side. So you can see here, my left hand side, 8c equal to 10. 8c equal to 10, so 10 equal to 10 divided by 8, simplified 5 over 4, and you check the far left, minus 4d sine 4x, there's no sine x here. So what does it mean? It means minus 4d equal to 0. D equal to 0. Okay, so substitute back into the equation. So there's no more d, d0. C equal to 5 over 4. So this is your final answer for your V. Again, there is a purpose why the question gives you y, x, and y dx. It's a lengthy question. So general equation, you get this whole thing, right? You have a u and v here. You combine the whole thing. Okay, combine the whole thing. Y equal to a something plus b something and plus something or minus something. Again, when the question gives you x something, y something, dy dx something, the purpose, there's only one purpose only, to find a and b in your general solution here. That's why it's important to change your table of your v equation into c and d. Although in the table just now, okay, in the table just now, you are seeing a and b in the table. Okay, don't mix the thing that you see over here in this table, which is to find the V, with the U. Don't mix with this one. Don't mix up with the U. This table gives you V something. So V something, although in this table you are seeing A and B, so when you need to combine the U and V later, don't mix the A and B together. This one you need to change to C and D or D and E or something. Don't repeat the A and B. Just take note of this one. Okay? Don't repeat the A and B in V component. If not, then you'll find the wrong answer. Okay? Put extra notes for this component. So don't mix your U and V together. When you look at table, it is table component, which is a V. Don't mix the A and B. Look at your U. If your U already use A and B, change the A and B to something else. You can use D, E, you can use F, E, or something that do not repeat A and B. Okay? So the next steps of, once you find the general equation, once you find this one, there's only one purpose the question gives you y, x, and dy dx. So you do dy dx first. You do the differentiation. It's a very complex steps, but if you think back how to do cos and sine, in fact, I already give you the table of direct conversion of differentiation table. We differentiate cos, what you get. We differentiate sine, what you got. Okay? Only one thing I want to remind you is that because your cos is having 4x, after you differentiate, remember to go inside to differentiate the 4x, for example. If you differentiate, after you differentiate sine 4x, remember to go inside the 4x to differentiate and then pull to the outside for the answer. You do the substitution, you do the differentiation, all right? This is when you substitute your x and y inside here, you get the first equation. A equal to something. In this case, your B 0, very, very lucky. In this case, when you substitute x and y only inside here, then you'll get the first equation, your A and B equation. In this case, very lucky, your B 0. So you only get A. Once you get A, you go and do homework for dy dx. Differentiate this one. Then you substitute with 4 on the left-hand side. You can find what is your B. B is 1. After you find your A and B, substitute that here. You get the full mark for particular solution. Okay, now for your final exam, there will be 2 parts in the question that the question will ask you to give general equation and also give particular solution. This is the way we help you to answer. So in the question, let's say I give you this question, and then I put section A, solve general solution for this equation. I put section B, solve particular solution for this one. Okay, particular means you solve A and B. General means you put U and V together using table. Okay. Okay, I'm going to give you one more example. Example 12. So you look at the example 12 again and try to practice. Try to practice the strategy. What is the first step, second step, third step, what should I do? And then the rest is just mathematics. You try to do some mental mind mapping, how to do this kind of non-homogeneous. Think of the final answer. This kind of question, the final answer will be y equal to u plus v, right? Y equal to u plus v. How to find u? How to find v? So you divide this kind of question into u and v. First part, solve for like the way you solve for homogeneous. You find the u. Then after you solve for U, you refer to table, solve for the V. Okay, first steps, Nizam, what is the first steps? Nizam, are you there? Yeah, first step. Okay, put in the D form. Okay, put in the D form, you get this one. Again, D form, pay attention to the format. D form is bracket Y. D form is bracket Y. Don't forget about the bracket in exam. There's a bracket in front of Y. Okay. Next, you think of Shakil. Shakil, are you there? Calling for Shakil. Calling for Shakil. Calling for Shakil. Let me text Shakil in the WhatsApp group. If no response, I assume Shakil not in the class. I'll give 1 minute to Shakil to respond. Okay, Edmund, what is the next steps, Edmund? After you write in D, what is the next steps?
Change the D to M.
Okay, change the D to M to find the quadratic equation. Again, you write this one, I give you 1 3 marks. M equal to something minus B plus minus B squared minus 4AC divided by 2A. How you find your A, how you find your B, how you find your C is from the bracket. So in this case, your M equal to 2 positive number, not positive, but 2 real number, 2 and minus 3. And then you pick the category of this M, which is the first one. So first one, recall the general equation. You have Y equal to A something plus B something. So you need to fill in the alpha and beta. Again, the front one, Edmund, the front one is positive or negative, the alpha value?
Positive.
Positive. The beta at the back one was negative one, right? So that is an important thing. Then the next one, to score the full mark, the first full mark, to change the Y become U. Then you substitute your M value inside there. You get the first full marks for the first part. Okay, you get your U. Then the second part will be finding the V. The V thing of the table. First step is to write the fx equal to right hand side. You get 1 mark for this fx. Okay, fx equal to right hand side, you score 1 point. Then you refer to table. When you refer to table, you need 2 information in the table with the fx and your u. Write them side by side. Write your fx, write your u. Then you know that this table is to check fx. So go to check number 1, is it same or not? B, is it same or not? C, same or not? D, same or not? Don't confuse with D and E. D1 is you're seeing the sign, something. This one you have something and sign is a mix. So this one, do you see the same one under this second one? E number 1 here. Okay, you have a X and sin X here. So you have a mixture of this one. Then you refer to your V value, right? So you can see here you have 1 and 2. Okay, you have 1 and 2. So under E, you have 1 and 2 cases. If you fall in the first one, you have the sign, you go for the first one. You see the second one? The E second one have the E, there's no E there. There's no E here, so you don't need to refer to the second one. If you see have E, then you refer to second one. Don't confuse fx and u. This table is for your fx. So in this case, we choose the first one and the second one. And you need to be smart enough to do modification. Because if you look at the table, you see the E number 1, fx equal to 4x squared minus 3x squared. What is your V? Your V is ax squared plus bx plus c plus d plus e something. Meaning the front one become quadratic, the second one become the trigonometry. So look at the first one. Your 12x become here. Your minus 50 sign, you copy the, you need to modify according to this table. So I pull to the drawing board here. You refer to E, first one and the first one. So the V that you'll be using is V equal to, you copy the whole V value in the table. V equal to ax plus b plus c sine x plus d cos x. Okay, you copy the whole thing as your V. Then the next steps will be change your y, become V. After that, substitute V inside here. After that, do your differentiation, double differentiation on what? On V. It's a lengthy process again, but remember the procedure. Okay, it's a very lengthy procedure. Then you compare side by side, you'll get the value of ABCD inside here. Okay. First one, arrive at this one. Second one, arrive at this one. So the first one will give you what is your A, what is your D. Second one will give you what is your A, what is your D. Right? And you put side by side. This is your homework. You put side by side. You're able to find what is your A, what is your B, what is your C, what is your D. After you do the expansion of your equation here, you compare side by side. Left one equal to right one. You compare side by side, you will get your ABCD. After you get your ABCD, substitute back to the V equation, right? Your V equal to AX something, right? So substitute your ABCD inside here. Then you get your V already. Okay. Once you get your V, think of the final answer we expect from the non-homogeneous equation is y equal to u plus v. You combine the two answers, you get the full marks for this kind of question. You have a u and v, although they are very lengthy, but the concept still same. You combine u and v. You combine u and v again in final exam. If you write y equal to u plus v, I will give you one free mark for this general equation. Don't miss this general equation. Don't mix this general equation, because if you mess up with your u and v, this one will help you score some marks. All right? Then you substitute all this inside here. Okay. All right. Any question? Any question? I end the recording.